new money and additional money is going into the NHS, what's probably unlikely then?
I'm not sure.
So there's the NHS, there are teachers, there are armed forces, there are roads which are potholed and need filling in, and the list goes on. So what will probably not happen if all this money is being pumped into health?
The government might not have enough money for other things.
Exactly. And money we call a resource. So Prime Minister May is reallocating in the same way that we are here on this diagram. So it's possible, and when you move from A to B, you produce more of what, Hannah? Hannah, when you move from A to B, we're reading off the diagram, it's a simple read off. When you move from A to B, you produce more what? Consumer goods, right. So point number 2 is that more consumer goods are produced. However, Ben McGurk, in producing more consumer goods, what do we have to give up?
Capital goods.
And how much capital goods?
As much as the one that rise to consumer goods.
So on that diagram, on that diagram, here's a pen, on that diagram, go and mark on the diagram please. This is Ben McGurk, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the board. On that diagram, can you just mark please, how much capital goods we give up?
Like how much?
Yes.
I don't know the numbers.
No, I don't. So the distance.
Or like
Stop using the word like.
10 centimeters.
What? Yeah, come on, let's have a little bit of respect for our colleagues.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 cents. Alright, I get you. Okay, turn around.
I got being confused yet.
Okay, but I see what you mean. So you reckon, Ben McGurk, you reckon that that's 10 centimetres. So what you're actually saying is, we give up that amount, yes? Right, so that is absolutely correct. Thank you, Ben. So in producing more consumer goods, we've had to give up capital goods. And why is that? Why do you have to give up more of one thing to produce more of another? Because you have a very limited...
Resources.
Exactly. You don't have endless resource. So if you want more of one thing, sadly, you've got to give up something else. So this is the nota benesto point, the NB, the however. However, the production or output, whichever you wish to say, the production of capital goods falls. Now you need to do what your learned colleague, Mr. B. McGurk, did there and put it on the diagram. Not the centimetres bit, but the distance between the two. The production of capital goods falls by the distance. So you can just call it cap A to cap B. Henry, are you awake? Excuse me? Right, come on Henry. Do you need to be moved to the front? Distance. Distance, maybe you're too far from the board there, Henry. Distance. See what I did there, Abigail? It's good, wasn't it? Yeah. That's all part of the service here. Education, tip-top jokes, it's all part of it. All part of it. Okay, now, ladies and gents, What do you think this distance from cap A to cap B is called? Ben McGurk.
Is it the opportunity?
Well done, yes. So this thing that you give up, that is what we in economics call the opportunity cost. Okay? So that is the opportunity cost. And we can put here equals opportunity cost, and I will now give you a definition of opportunity cost. Wakey wakey. So that is what we refer to as the opportunity cost. Now I'm just going to dictate this to you. If you could write this down, please. Opportunity cost is the cost of getting this? The cost of, not this one, the cost of the next, excuse me, the next best alternative foregone or given up. Foregone. Okay, now William, on that basis, give us all an example, please, of opportunity cost. Just give us an example from your own life. John, give us an example from your own life of opportunity cost.
If you want a holiday, but you want a new car, and if you get the new car, you can't get a holiday.
And which is the opportunity cost?
So if you buy the new car, the opportunity cost would be the holiday.
Very good. Okay. Dylan, give us an example from your life, please.
I have to give up my spare time to do
Okay, that is, yeah. Cost of doing your homework is the other thing that you're giving up, yes. What do you do in your spare time, Dylan? Hope you're not one of these boys who sits on a computer and plays, what's that, monthly or what's it, annual, what's that game called? What, weekly or whatever? Yeah, that one. I hope you don't sort of waste your time on that. What do you do, Dylan? Excellent. Get yourself out and about, get fit, get active. Excellent. Manisha, give me an example of opportunity cost from your own life.
buying new clothes and then not doing. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense now.
Buying new clothes and then we're not going, no, come on, Manisha, give us an example.
And then, I don't know.
So if you buy new clothes, you don't have the money then potentially to... What else do you do with your money? What else do you spend it on?
Getting a takeaway or getting some food.
Okay, fine, yes. So that would be the opportunity cost, the thing you've given up, yes. Sean, what about yourself?
Spending my time to do F1 in schools rather than watching the World Cup.
That's okay, giving up your time. Although I see your colleagues in the year 12 are in London at the moment. They actually were staying in the same hotel as me. Is that coincidence? Sean?
I don't know.
Yes. Very coincidental. Okay, right. So the notion of opportunity cost is that if you want to do one thing, if you want to do two things, but you've only got enough money or resource to do one, the cost is the thing that you've given up. Is that okay, Favour?
Yes.
Okay, now where's the board? Right. Yes.
Do you not measure the one on consumer able to consume food without option?
Well, that's not the opportunity cost though, is it? Because when you move from A to B, so you're moving in that direction, so you've got more consumer goods, but what if you had to give up? What's the thing that you've lost? Well, you've lost that because capital goods go from A to B, so you're moving obviously towards zero, so you're reducing the amount of capital goods. So opportunity cost is always the thing that you've given up in that respect. Okay, so on this one, so it's same shape. Oh, let's best put these the same way for consistency. Very bad practice that, isn't it, Favour?
Yeah.
Sorry, Favour?
Yes.
Now, Favour, what have we said about one-word answers? Favour?
It's better to respond in full sentence.
Yes, much better, much better. Okay, this time I want you to do this. I'm going to go A, B. Now, I'm assuming, okay, it'll be easier if I label this for you first of all. I'm assuming that that distance there is one more consumer good. So I'm just assuming that that is 1. And then I'm going to do the same here. Now you will obviously have a ruler, so you could do this more accurately than I can here. But again, look, I'm just going to measure that, so it's that size. I'm going to put those 2 points there. So again, that's, I'm assuming, increasing by 1. And then again, take the measure, put it there. Like so. And then we're just going to call these 3 sets of points A, B, and C. Is that okay, Casey? Okay, remember your labels: capital goods, consumer goods, PPC1. Remember labels, axes, etc. Get marks taken off the exam for an incomplete diagram, i.e. not labelled. What's your name? Emily. You've been very quiet this morning, Emily, haven't you? We'll have to sort that out, Emily. Okay, now, who will he ask? Emily. So, Emily, we have a series of points here, Emily, where we're trying to increase the amount of consumer goods we're making. Do you see that?
Yes.
Now, Emily, and everybody, put the capital goods labels on. So, this will be, we can just call this cap A. We can call the distance between these two cap B. And we can call the distance between these two cap C. Cap A, cap B, cap C. And if you wanted, you could put these as con A, con B, con C. And we're moving from 0 that away. We're producing more consumer goods. Now Emily, how many more consumer goods are we producing in each instance? Always. Because we took the same measure.
I'm not sure.
It was written on the diagram.
3.
Now we've got 3 separate points, so it's not the sum total, so at every point we're producing how many, Emily? Emily?
I'm not sure.
But it's written there. How many more consumer goods at A?
1.
1, correct. How many at B?
1.
1. Emily, how many at C?
1.
Correct. Now, when you're at A, which is here, and you want to produce 1 more consumer good, Emily, what's the opportunity cost of that 1 more consumer good? It's on the diagram, it's labelled. And we've just done it here.
From A to B.
On what axis? Y or X?
Y.
On the y-axis, correct. So the opportunity cost at A of producing 1 more consumer good is that distance. Tiny. Hannah, what's the opportunity cost at B?
1.
No, that's how many extra we've produced. What's the opportunity cost? Would you like to come to the board and identify it for us?
No.
Okay, well tell me then. Hannah, when we're at A, it's that distance there, because we're moving from that point to that point, so we're giving up the distance between. So what are you giving up when you move from there to there? When you're there, you're producing that amount of consumer goods. When you're there, you're producing that amount of consumer goods. Or sorry, capital goods. So what are you giving up? No, but I want to know the distance. William, what are you giving up?
The space between first line of gap being a second.
Exactly. So that's the opportunity cost. And when you get to the third one, the opportunity cost is there. So what's happening to opportunity cost? Glenn, as you move from left to right along the bottom, what's happening to opportunity costs? They are increasing, correct. And that's a very, very important detail of this diagram. The reason that this diagram is, how do you describe the shape of that curve? That is a what curve? Yes, Glenn.
Concave.
Thank you. That is a concave curve. And the reason it's concave is because when we move from left to right, we have what are known as increasing opportunity costs. In other words, as you produce more and more consumer goods, you're having to give up more and more capital goods. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now, what I want you to do is to draw these 2 diagrams. PPC1, PPC1, and I want you to work out, please, what the opportunity costs are. Same labels, capital consumer, you work out the opportunity.